Hello, my name is Chuck Williams, and I'll be hosting tonight's overview. Tonight's emphasis will be the product. And for those of you that are interested in the business side of Isagenix, we'll be having another Zoom meeting just like this on Wednesday evening. Same Zoom number, same ID, and also the same time, but that'll be Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we'll have special guest Kwang Soo Shin doing a special segment of that call, so you don't want to miss that if you're interested in the business side of Isagenix. For those of you interested in the product side of Isagenix, you could not have picked a better night to participate in our Zoom meeting. I have special guest Stan Jagow and testimonial from Pam Benjamin out of Chicago. It's going to be a great call tonight. At the end of our call, we will try to save a little time for Q&A. So if you have some questions, you can type those into the chat, and we'll be sure to answer as many of those as we can before we wrap up tonight. We have a very credible opportunity here in business, and therefore we'd like to make sure we stay in compliance. Therefore, we will read this disclaimer at the beginning of our call tonight. And the statements in this presentation have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Isagenix products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Results not typical. Weight loss, muscle gain, lifestyle, and other results depicted in this presentation reflect the exceptional experiences of Isagenix customers and should not be construed as typical or average. Results vary with individual effort, body composition, eating patterns, time, and other factors, such as genetic and psychological makeup. In a study performed in 2012 by the University of Illinois Chicago researchers, subjects lost an average of 9 pounds after 30 days on an Isagenix system. The subject also had a greater level of adherence and had more consistent weight loss from week to week compared to subjects on a traditional diet. The rest of that disclaimer has to do with income. We're not going to talk about income tonight. So we're going to skip that part, but you can read it. Pause your machine if you need to, and you can read this if you're watching the recording. For those of you that are live with us tonight, I do want to mention you that we have phenomenal leadership at the top at Isagenix. It starts with our founder, John Anderson. John Anderson developed this product not out of a desire to create a business or to make profit. He was already financially secure, having sold a couple thousand different formulas to over 600 different companies in his career. He's known as the mineral man in the nutritional space long before he got started with Isagenix. But about 15 years ago in 2002, John Anderson was bit by a brown recluse spider. The hospital was telling him that he was going to have his foot amputated right above the ankle, a little below the knee, somewhere in that area, to save his life. The poison from that brown recluse spider was doing serious damage to his foot area. John Anderson, being a nutritionist and being the mineral man, said, you know what? I want the opportunity to create a product to get these toxins, this poison, out of my body without cutting off my foot. And so he literally checked himself out of the hospital and went and created one of our foundation products, which Stan Jagow is going to talk to you in about a minute here, called Cleanse for Life. In other parts of the world, we call it different things. I know in the UK, we call it Nourish for Life, but it's basically a product that gets toxins out of your body. Very, very excited. John Anderson brought this product to the marketplace. But to do that, he needed some expertise. He was a nutritionist. He wasn't a businessman per se. So he sought out Jim and Kathy Coover. Jim and Kathy Coover are the ones who really put the corporate structure in place to get this product out to the masses. Now, I'm not going to steal any of Stan Jagow's thunder. He's actually the guru when it comes to nutrition and products. And so he's going to talk more about that in a minute. But you're going to want to understand the beginnings here, and that started with John Anderson. And then Jim Coover, who was the one who really started the corporate structure, the manufacturing, the sourcing, the customer service, the accounting, the legal, all the things involved from a corporate side. Jim Coover brought that expertise to the partnership. And then Jim has a better half, and she really is a better half, ladies and gentlemen. She's phenomenal. Her name's Kathy Coover, and she is the heartbeat of Isagenix. She's the one who built the network of associates who are helping spread the news around the world. And then you also see in the picture their son, Eric Coover, who will be the future of this company. This is a legacy company, and Eric is being groomed to someday take over for Jim and Kathy Coover. Our vision at Isagenix is simple. It's to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process, create the largest health and wellness company in the world. Now, I like to preface a couple things here. When I heard Eric Coover explain this for the first time, he and I both happened to be in London when the company was launching that market, the UK, and I heard him change this slide just a little bit. And he said, not only do we want to be the largest, but we want to be the most integrous and trusted company in this space. That's powerful. I've also heard Jim and Kathy Coover talk about this slide, the vision, and they say, you know, when we talk about being the largest in the health and wellness in the world, we're not talking about direct sales and network marketing here. We're talking about companies, businesses, and that includes who's number one right now, Johnson & Johnson. They do about $70 to $80 billion a year in sales, and our vision, our company's vision, is to someday surpass them and be the largest in the world. And we want to do that by helping people get healthy. Now, we are in some incredible industries. The industry stats are an important slide because you need to know that this is a powerful company in the right place. Weight loss, energy, performance, and healthy aging. Now, Isagenix has a reputation for weight loss, but I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, by the time Stan's finished, you'll understand this. We, Isagenix, are a lot more than just weight loss. Now, I have fun with this slide here because most people have a before and after picture where they look a lot better after. This is Stan Jagow's before Isagenix picture. He comes to Isagenix with already a background in health and nutrition, bodybuilding. He is basically a coach, a mentor, a teacher, certified licensed nutritionist, and a pro-certified licensed trainer. He's trained NFL greats. He's trained NHL greats. He's trained collegiate athletes, amateur athletes, bodybuilders. He's run the gamut over a 25-year career in this industry. And Stan, what I'd like you to do when you start out here, before we jump right into the products, tell people a little bit about your background and why you've chosen Isagenix. Go ahead, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Chuck, and it's a privilege and an honor to be here with the group of people that we have and those that are listening and that will listen to this and as we spread the word. One of the key things about my background is that I knew John Anderson before he started Isagenix, and I was introduced to Isagenix from the very beginning. And I chose not to do Isagenix at that time, ladies and gentlemen, because when you're working with NFL and you're working with professional athletes, they're always getting the best of the best pharmaceutical grade products and process. But one of the things that really steered me from 25 years of being in this industry and the research and the development that I did, the timing was right for me to be here at this time, just like it is for all of you. And when I understood something that Isagenix had completely accomplished, and this is, I don't know if I can stress this enough tonight, how important this is for all of you and anyone that ever listens to this recording gets this process. Isagenix just isn't a weight loss program. It's a system that will create in your physiology, it will create a state of homeostasis that brings back things that you might have never been able to see or ever experience in your body before. See, most people don't know what it means, Chuck, to be out of pain and not have any medical requirements, such as maybe diabetes issues with the medicines, and when you're taking pharmaceutical drugs, what that does to the interior working when it's only supposed to be from an allopathic reductionistic point of view. It's only to be able to treat the symptoms, and when you're treating the symptoms, it's to manage that process. And when you manage the process too long and the process gets out of hand, Chuck, what normally happens is the body starts to break. The system, there's pieces in the body that start to break, whether it's the neural system or the immune system, the ATP, the SOD, the genetic process in the body starts to break down. When I saw what Isagenix, and I heard in an interview that you shared with me, that was from Herb and Patty Cepeda and John Anderson, it changed my whole view and my whole life perspective on what we were doing with and what Isagenix was looking to do. Not only are they looking to be the best, nutritional health and wellness company in the world, that means that they have to embark into an $80 billion competitor. But they made this statement, is that Isagenix builds its reputation on exceeding all standards commonly used in a nutraceutical industry. Right there, that statement, ladies and gentlemen, to me and to those that are in the holistic side of things, the nutritionists, the naturopathic even some of the MDs that are coming on board with us and the chiropractic care people that are coming on board with us get that one statement right there, is that the nutraceutical industry is a high standard. It's not just a good housekeeping, but it's so powerful to understand this process. And this vision of creating a no-compromise company places Isagenix in a category of its own. Now, I couldn't have said that better myself, and that was said by John Anderson. If you know anything about John Anderson, ladies and gentlemen, he put over 6,000 products together for 2,000 products for over 650 different companies. They were begging him from all over the world to put his formulation and to sign off on those ingredients that he would put together in a recipe. If any of you understand the cooking process out there, and I know we're talking about supplements here, but Chuck, I think this is important for people to get, that if they were going to bake something and they miss one ingredient, like a cake, they're going to bake a cake, and they miss one ingredient as small as baking soda, that will cause that whole process that they worked hard to accomplish to fail. And that's what happens in the human body when you don't get the whole accomplished process that was set up. That's why we have to have. Now, let me just, do I have a second here yet, Chuck, that I can go into a few things? Or
you do. We're fine. I do want to get to these core products here, but I want you to kind of lay the groundwork. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, this call is for basically guests that are checking out Isagenix. You may not know a whole lot about the products or the background, so that's why we're really setting the background for you. And at the very end of our call, we're actually going to do something a little different than we've ever done before, where we're going to tell you why we believe Isagenix is the absolute best in the industry today. So Stan, go ahead and keep laying the background, and let's jump in.
Okay, so here's what we have. We have great leaders, and if you missed my call today on the live Facebook, understand that we're looking for leaders that know how to do things right. And when I saw what Herb and Patty Cepeda were doing, Chuck, and they made 5 key issues in their decision-making process, whether they were going to follow a company or not. And because of their experience, and because of my experience in helping companies do the things that they were doing, I decided to really study what they said. And here's what they said, ladies and gentlemen. Number one is what Chuck pointed out, is the company had to be driven by a stable factor, stable management, stable characters, the moral content. See, in the nutritional business, we are not regulated by the FDA because we're not a drug. We don't make no cures. Chuck shared that with you earlier. We're not making any claims. But here's the key thing, that the only thing that steers a nutritional company, ladies and gentlemen, and keeps it great for this long is the moral compass of the leadership. If the moral compass isn't there, there's nothing else holding a company responsible for making sure that the product that you get to the table, the number one thing, ladies and gentlemen, is it has to have an undisputable quality control process. That means from where those raw ingredients are brought indigenously throughout the world, because one of the things we don't have in America is we don't have minerals in our ground. And if they're not coming, the minerals aren't coming out of the ground and going into the plant life, then the plants that you eat, so let's just back up here for a second. If the ground is weak because it doesn't have the minerals, and the minerals are the cofactor that in your body cause certain things to happen. It causes the vitamins to absorb correctly, the enzymes to function correctly, the DNA, the RNA, the chromosomes, the oxygen, and the water displacement to where it needs to be. It's all controlled and distributed correctly, ladies and gentlemen, from the amount of minerals that you get into your body. And they cannot be metallic minerals. They have to be electronic minerals that come from plant derived. So if the ground can't produce them and your body can't produce them, then you got to get them through a supplementation. And Isagenix has been looking and getting the top-notch quality products from around the world to bring them to mine and your table. That's the quality control of this company. The quality control also doesn't stop there at just getting the products. It's how it's produced and how it's batch tested is very important. How it, each time, each week, each month, every time you order a product, the consistency of that product is the same over and over and over again. So when you get those core products, now let's get into why it's so important to have these core products. We already talked about the stable leadership. We've already talked about John Anderson. We talked about the quality control. Now what comes next? Well, the finished process. The finished process of doing what? Making sure that the recipe that you and I get has the best formulation to it. See, we're going to talk about something today that is going to be maybe hard for some of you to hear. But when you're talking about recipe compared to recipe, you're going to see a big difference. That's why this program isn't just helping one or two people or maybe hundreds of people. It's helping not just thousands or tens of thousands. It's actually helping hundreds of thousands of people nationwide and around the world go from eradicating toxicity and fat off of their body, getting themselves into a healthier state of mind, allowing their body to transform, and not just by a weight loss process, but actually by a mineral and a vitamin and an amino-based process, and making sure that your body's functioning in a state of homeostasis. So talking about the 4 core products real quick is you have Isagenix shakes. The Isagenix shake, you see it on the screen there, which it starts with your weight loss type program. But your 4 core products, the Isagenix shake, is the clinically tested, and it aids in the weight loss support system. I have never seen a combination where you could have the proper protein, the proper carbohydrates, good vitamins, the good minerals, and making sure that you got all 12 amino acids, getting that in a combination with fiber so that when you bring this into the human body, what does it do? It eradicates the visceral fat. It's eradicating the subcutaneous fat. And at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, it's increasing lean muscle mass. That's unheard of in the sports world. That's where the professional bodybuilders are thriving for that information. It's actually shown in American Medical Magazine. In fact, I have the book on my shelf. And the most recent book says that the American Medical Association says, Chuck, that we're supposed to have the same plate serving that you see in front of you. We're supposed to have 9 to 13 servings like that on a daily basis. Could you imagine trying to put that much food into your system 9 to 13 times? And Isagenix makes the system so simple and easy to work with that you put a shaken in the morning, a shaken at night, or 2 shakes a day. You can go with the Isagenix shake, which is with the whey protein that's undenatured whey from New Zealand, or you can go with the pea protein, the Isagenix shake, the dairy-free, for those that are lactose intolerant, or those that like to eat like vegetarians or vegans. You can have the pea and rice protein, which is top shelf product, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the ingredients and the recipe is key that you have to understand. We've put I shouldn't even take any credit for that. Isagenix has put the right ingredients into their information, to their product, to create the right information to happen in your body, in your physiology, so that homeostasis is taking place every day. The other part of the core products is this product right here called Cleanse for Life, Chuck. This product, like you said, was designed initially by John Anderson for himself. However, he knew and he saw that it was doing such great things in him that he knew that he had to get this out to help other people. This, I would say, is the cornerstone. It is one of the 4, but I would say it's actually the cornerstone that actually created this company, because this product works for all ages. It is not age discriminate. Anybody really from the age, and I know they put certain meters on this for legal reasons and for compliance reasons, but ladies and gentlemen, people need to get the toxicity out of their life, and they have to learn to be able to cleanse that process. And it can't be done just in your liver or just in your kidneys or just in specific areas. This is a cellular cleanse. You have over 200 trillion cells in your body. And it would take you a long time to count that many. But in 24 hours, this can do the total job for you from top of your head to the bottom of your feet, from side to side, front to back. It will cleanse the cellular structure, whether you do it on a 1 day or 2 day, or you're doing it in the evenings, based on what you are with your hypoglycemic, or if you have a diabetes issues. There's actual specifics, and you might want to write this down for those that have diabetes. Go to isagenixhealth.net, and they actually will give you a complete process to follow if you are diabetic. In fact, I have it right here in front of me. I'll hold it up to you. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but you can print this information, and it says how to follow the cleanse process in that if you are a diabetic. Now, here's what's happening with the system, ladies and gentlemen. As you add these 4 cornerstone products that we're talking about together, you're going to need to be mindful if you are a diabetic, because what's going to start happening is your blood sugars are going to start to drop. And as they drop and you're on medication, you're going to want to be making sure that you're testing your blood sugars after you fast overnight, because that will help you administrate how much medicine that you would need for that day. The Onyx Supreme is a phenomenal product. This product is, you know, a lot of people talk about getting the antioxidants into their system, Chuck. And most people don't even know what the ORAC scale is that antioxidants are rated by. The ORAC scale is rated for the normal person that takes antioxidants should only have to take 20,000 points on an ORAC scale for the normal person. You can find this information also at isagenixhealth.net, and it'll explain. Now, here's the difference with us in the holistic side of things. If we're working with clients, and if you're new and you've had some issues and that you wanted to eradicate out of your system, that means you want to push them or cleanse them out of your system, you might have to go up to 100,000 points on an ORAC scale, which means that you would take 5 ounces of this a day, this core product right here. However, the system is set up, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 32-ounce bottle. It will last, one bottle will last you 1 month if you take 1 ounce every day in the morning before you do your shake. Great cornerstone product. It helps with your mental clarity, and it will actually increase your energy. Now, there's only 2 products that Isagenix has that has any type of caffeine in them. And when you look at caffeine, you know, not all caffeine is treated equal, just like all proteins aren't created equal. This is caffeine that comes from the green tea product line, the green tea extract, and it's actually not the actual bean of the coffee that actually creates the caffeine in this product. So when you're looking at this product as a coffee, I'm going to tell you that we're coffee lovers here. In fact, I have the rest of my coffee from earlier still sitting here on my desk, and we can't keep the Isagenix coffee in the house because it smells different. If you've tasted it, it even tastes different. And I grew up in a coffee family. In fact, my grandfather owned part of Stewart's Blend Coffee out of Chicago, and that was the household brand for us. But I'm just going to tell you that this coffee, my grandfather's not here to hear this, but someday we'll have this conversation. The Isagenix is a better coffee than Stewart's Blend because of what it has. Now, here's your other product that has the caffeine in it, but this is a phenomenal energy product, ladies and gentlemen. It has 50 milligrams of caffeine, which is equivalent to 1 cup of coffee. Here's the difference for all of you that like those 5-hour energies, or maybe you know people that are taking those. Those are 6 to 8 cups of coffee hitting your adrenal glands in 1 shot. Within 15 to 20 minutes, your heart is starting to palpitate because you have so much caffeine coming into your system. This is filled with adaptogens, plant adaptogens, and you don't get the jitters. You still get the boost of the alertness from it. But it learned, just like the plant had to learn to adapt to the climate, this product will adapt to the human body. So if you need energy, it'll give you the energy. If I have actually watched this in people that I've been working with and training, that it actually is helping them with sugar fits when they have a sugar issue. So we are using this not just as an energy boost, we're also using it as a stabilizer because we understand what the plant life does in the human body. So use it for just more than just one thing. The Isoline Pro is what most of the performance people are using. I use the Isoline Pro because it gives me 36 grams of protein instead of 24 in the Isoline shake. I get the same way, the undenatured whey, which is from New Zealand. I get my 23 vitamins and minerals. I get all my digestive enzymes. I get my probiotics. I get my amino acids and my fiber still in this drink. Now, I drink, for those of you that are looking to be on the performance side and you're eating or taking in 6 meals a day, this might be one of, or 3. This could be 3 of your 6 meals if you did it this way, by adding 3 of these shakes into your diet every day. You'd have 3 solid meals then. On the screen, you'll also see some of the other products, which is the Recovery, the Power, and the Hydrate. Here's the Recovery. The Recovery is my favorite. And the reason is because most people can't get this on their own. Your body doesn't produce the branch chain aminos that you need. So you have to supplement. Again, here we are talking about that word called supplement. You have to supplement this stuff into your body because it's not coming from the plant life and it's not coming from your body reproducing it. So if you don't know how to recover your muscle, this is a great way to deliver your branch chain amino acids that helps with the muscle in its rebuilding process. Now, here's what most people don't understand, is that protein is needed by the human body. But protein actually breaks down inside the human body as amino acids. So which one's more important, protein or amino acids? You make the choice. I drive my body with protein, expecting the amino acid production.
Hey, Stan,
yes.
Before we get off the performance, can you tell us about the new certification we have at ISAGÈNIX?
Phenomenal situation there, Chuck, is that for 25 years, people have been asking me, hey, can we get some of those products that the NFL uses, the NHL uses, and some of the professional bodybuilders use? And I say, well, you know, we have to be a doctor to get some of those for you, and I'm not a doctor, and you have to have a prescription for some of those things. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Isagenix, because what they've done is they've put our performance line through a rigorous testing process called the WADA, which is Worldwide Anti-Doping Association, to become certified in Informed Sports Certification. That means that, ladies and gentlemen, now you're going to be having the same type and same quality of standard of product that the NFL, the MLB, the NHL, and any Major League Baseball or professional sports team would have, along with the Olympic athletes as well, ladies and gentlemen. So now you have the same quality. This is what I really want to stress here tonight, is the quality of craftsmanship of this product. This product line is the best in the world, and not just because I say so, but it's because of the formulation and the way that the things have been put together so that they're bioavailable to the human body. If they weren't able to be absorbed, they would be passing through the body. You would take them in and you would only get a portion, not all of the information. We are having right now anywhere from 90 to 95% absorption with these products because of the way that they're formulated, ladies and gentlemen, not because of, and because of the ingredients we're using or Isagenix is using. And here's the rest of the story. See, a lot of people hear me say, Chuck, on a daily basis, you need to have the 90 nutrients, the 60 minerals, the 16 vitamins, the 12 amino acids, and the 2 essential fatty acids. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you take Isoline Shake and you take the Onyx Supreme and you take the complete essential vitamins with the Isagenesis, you just accomplished the 90 essential nutrients that the human body must have. And John Anderson, in his interview, remember I started out by saying that the decision I made to be here with Isagenix was made when I heard the story, the conversation between John Anderson and Herb and Patty Cepeda. When I heard that he didn't make one product and expect one product to do all of this. It was a compilation of all of them with an AM pack in the morning and a PM pack in the evening, and allowing the body to have the Onyx Supreme to create the right sugar balance and the right adaptogen balance and the right process for the biochemistry of the body to get the electronic nutrition. Put all the pieces together, ladies and gentlemen, in the 4 cornerstone products. Now, we have 61 products, ladies and gentlemen. This should be exciting to you. Don't become overwhelmed by that. There's a lot of pieces and a lot of holes that can be filled in. Maybe you're having joint ache. We have those as well. Maybe you're having a hard time sleeping. Everything we do has no artificial flavoring, no artificial coloring, and no artificial additives to our process. This process of developing our supplementation is the best of the best in the industry. Companies that are trying to mimic this process have not been able to do it. 15 years of experience. And think about this, and Chuck might go into this later for you, maybe for sure on Wednesday, I'm sure you'll cover this, but 86% of our users with Isagenix, ladies and gentlemen, are customers. You would never have that with a company if the products didn't work and didn't give you results. Why? Because they wouldn't continue. The value of the multivitamin that we have. Now think about this. See the plate of information that you have in front of you? A lot of people wonder, and they ask me this a lot, you know, if France and Italy, their products are bread and butter and cheeses. Why do they have a less of a heart issue than we do in the United States? Well, you know what the answer is, ladies and gentlemen? Is they get something called resterols. They get something that's called flavonoids. They get things that are called vitamins and minerals because their land and their pastures are not polluted with insecticides and pesticides like they are in the United States. But ever since they were little kids, they were drinking red wine. And in that red wine, there's a ton of value in that process for cleansing. What do you have in the Onyx Supreme? You have plant resterols in there. What do you have in your vitamins? Plant resterols. What do? They cleanse the blood vessels, the blood vessel system, which is your arteries that have muscles in them, and your veins that are the return back to your heart. It cleans the junk out. If you want to have a long life and quality of life, you need to have these nutrients into your system. If your body can't produce them, you're going to have to supplement. The healthy aging process that we have, we talked about all the cornerstone products. Now, let's talk about something, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you that are starting to get past the age of 35. And here's why. Because it used to be 60. Why is it now 35, Stan? A lot of people ask me. The reason is because all of us that are watching this video, watching this live, or we're watching this recorded, are inflamed. That means that your neural system is inflamed. That means that inflammation in your body is running rampant in your immune system and in your SOD, your ADP. Your chromosomes are having a hard time communicating with you. See, here's the neat thing about the human body. The human body knows how to heal itself. It wants to heal itself, but it can't. So now you have to supplement with something called the product B, because your DNA strands, which is at the end of the DNA strands, is called the telomeres. Those telomeres are like having a pair of sneakers on, and that little piece of plastic that holds the shoelace together at the end is like the base of the DNA strand called the telomere. If you don't have that strong and that wrapped up tight, what happens to that shoelace? The shoelace starts to unravel and it becomes ugly looking and messy. Well, the same thing happens to your DNA. It gets to be ugly, it starts to break down, and the aging process starts to rapidly increase in its process. So that's why what's happening to a lot of 35, 45, 55-year-old people today is they're getting sicker and sicker and sicker faster because they're inflamed, ladies and gentlemen. Is it important for us to get the inflammation under control? Yes, because what that does, and do we have the products to do that? Every solid product that has been produced by John Anderson was built for a rhyme and a reason. To put it all together, it would be like baking a cake. And if he missed one ingredient, the baking soda, the whole thing wouldn't work hand in hand like it does. Isagenix proves this over and over for all of us. It proves it with third-party testing even that have nothing to do with Isagenix. Isagenix versus the Healthy Heart Diet was done in the Chicago, Illinois University. And with the findings that they found about from Isagenix versus the Healthy Heart Diet was that 56% more weight loss with Isagenix than the Healthy Heart Diet. 47% of the people that were in the study lost more fat loss, and twice as much visceral fat was lost in that study. We don't just have that studies, ladies and gentlemen. I have the studies here in front of me, and I keep them readily available because I talk about them all the time. But we have sports impact studies. Why can this all be done, and why can this be performed? Because your body, ladies and gentlemen, is the miracle. And all you have to do is get the right information into the body so that the body can do what it does. We have a science-based system that has over 50 full-time scientists with over 200 years of experience in being a nutritionist, working with the chemists, dietitians, food scientists, biochemists, organic chemists, biologists, and here's one that throws a lot of people, a toxicologist. Why would we have to have a toxicologist studying our material? Well, why wouldn't you want to know the effect? Why wouldn't you want to know what the end effect was when you do a study on how it was performed all the way through the process, not just in the beginning or in midterm? So the total effect that's being done by the human body is here's what they're doing. And if you want to be a part of this grassroots opportunity that we talk about a lot, is we're shortening the prayer lists that are out there because we're helping people become healthier. In this process, we have quite a few people on our team that have done this. Chuck, I know you've done this, and you're going to share your story with us. But we have quite a few people that are doing the mission for the ISABody. The ISABody Challenge is a great way, ladies and gentlemen. I've been, like I said, in the health and wellness industry for 25 years, and I've never seen a community that is so close-knit and supports each other in this process and embrace each other to support the weight loss and reduction of fat in the human body. I've never seen it. This is a great way to keep yourself in the competitive mode. You know, here's a phenomenal story right here. This young lady on the left, she was a college basketball player. She was hoping that she was going to get picked up by the women's NBA, and it didn't happen. She got depressed, and she got a little extra, started carrying extra weight. Someone introduced Isagenix to her, and look at the transformation in a very short amount of time. See, this is going on over and over and over. I already said that we're not just helping some people do this. We're not just helping 1 out of 10 people do this, ladies and gentlemen. This is happening to everyone that gets on the program and stays dedicated to the program and follows the instructions like they're supposed to. See, when you follow the instructions, you become, maybe you're fighting the issue of the guy on the left. And you want to try, in your mind, you see yourself being to the position in the right. But it's not going to happen on its own. You have to take the initiative. First, you have to have the first D I teach, which is desire. You have to have the desire, the want to be able to stay on the system, to be able to get to the next D, which is discipline yourself, to be able to go from the picture on the left to the picture on the right. Here we go again. Another person wanted to change her position. Her position of what? Maybe she didn't have enough energy. Maybe she was starting to raise her children, and she just wanted to reduce the extra process that she gained when she had her children. How many times have you heard that same story? I've been carrying this around with me for 10, 15, 20 years, and I've tried everything and haven't been able to do it. They get onto Isagenix, and the system changes them. Here's why that's happening, ladies and gentlemen, is because when you have the right ingredients, when you have the right minerals with the right vitamins, with the right combination of amino acids and the right fatty acids, the process of the human body does this. What does it do? It burns more efficient. It works more effective. It allows the body then to have the energy that it needs as it's eradicating the percentage of body fat. It will cut the fat right off of you. Why? Because you have the right ingredients. This is what's hard for people to understand. And this is the life transformation that Isagenix does. A lot of people say, well, I'm the person on the left and I got to get rid of this. My doctor says I have a year to live if I don't get rid of this process. How many people's lives could you save if you could help them? I was in with a gentleman the other day that was in a nursing home, and it was just sad on the process of what people are going through, and they're just being cast off to the side, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of it has to do with us. We get upset with the situations of life, and we start carrying extra stress, and stress produces cortisol, and then cortisol produces the excess fat that we get, the visceral fat that lines up in our midsection, and then it starts spreading out throughout the body. Look at this beautiful picture of this lady that was carrying more weight. She was still in this process. You can see the smile on her face, but I would venture to say that smile on her face was for the photo shoot, not because of how she felt about herself, ladies and gentlemen. But the picture on the right, I would say that picture and that smile is a truer life picture of how that person really feels. Now, this is one of my most recent personal situations that I've been working with. Noah Purvis, if you look at the picture of him on the beach, he was picked on. This happens to a lot of people. He was bullied. He was made fun of. He was called, hey, big guy, don't you think you want to finish the plate? You left food on your plate when the waiter would come by, or the waitress would come by to pick up the plate. You sure you don't want to eat the rest of that, she would say, or he would say. And these things cut like a knife, ladies and gentlemen. They become sores. They don't heal real well. But what he did was he got to the point where he just couldn't take it anymore, and he decided that he was going to lose the first 70 pounds. But here's the challenge. He lost his first 70 pounds by starving himself, ladies and gentlemen. He worked out and he didn't eat. He worked out and he didn't eat. When he came to me, he was still 35, 40 pounds overweight. And he had now all this extra skin hanging and things because he lost that weight and didn't do it right. See, when you do the process right, you got the right nutrients in your system. The collagen, which is a protein in the skin, actually causes a re-stretching process. It reformulates itself and it stretches back. You don't have all that excess skin when you do it right. But because I knew what I was doing and Noah was patient and he got 2 months onto our program, he lost, I can't say that how much he lost because I already told you the time frame, but he lost significant amount of weight. And if you look at his picture in the middle and the picture on the right, far right, that's not even how good he looks today, ladies and gentlemen. He looks better now, but just to understand the confidence that this does. And here's what I teach people as they lose the weight. Think about this. Success breeds confidence. More confidence breeds more success. More success then breeds more confidence. And more confidence breeds more success. Now, I don't have to talk much about our fearless leader here, Chuck Williams. He has a lot of confidence. But he has his story. And Chuck, I want to send this back to you and let you tell us your story. And then if you want me to come back in, just let me know and I'll come back and fill in.
Yeah, we're running a little bit long, but I do have a special slide I added tonight that I want you to address in just a minute here. But my story is I, like Noah, had lost some of my weight before I got involved in Isagenix. But I had about 10 to 20 pounds of just sticky fat that was hanging around my belly that no matter what I did, I couldn't seem to get rid of. And so when I got involved in Isagenix, I lost 10 pounds very, very quickly. And I decided to go for another little, I want to say another system. And very quickly, again, I ended up losing a total of 22 pounds. Now, my wife always corrects me on doing better. I didn't lose it because in the past when I lost weight, I always found it plus some. This time I donated it, and I never seek a donation back. And sure enough, I got rid of all my big clothes. I went from an extra large to a medium, and I went from a 38 to a 34. And now, the last 4 months or so, I've shifted from weight loss to performance. And Stan, with your help, you helped me with a food plan, a meal plan, and also a workout plan. And Diane and I have been very strict about going to the gym 5 times a week for the last 14, 15, 16 weeks, I guess. And it's been amazing what's happened to our bodies. And we just are very thankful to Isagenix and for you and your coaching. I don't ever want to minimize that. But it did take discipline and effort. It wasn't like we just took a couple pills and all of a sudden muscles sprouted up. I'm telling you, at 56 years old, I'm able to do things that I look around the gym and there's not a whole lot of people doing. So it's very exciting what Isagenix has done for me personally. And something you mentioned on one of your happy hour calls, Stan, was that due to our Isagenesis products, you can actually see hair color coming back, your natural hair color, and you're losing your gray. And first of all, as you can see in the picture on the far right, a lot of my hair didn't even bother to turn gray, just turned loose. But I will say that my hair was turning more and more gray. And the last time my wife Diane cut my hair, we noticed on the floor that the pile of hair that was there was much darker than it had been for the last couple of years. So these products do amazing things that you don't even expect. That's one of them. Now, Stan, I added this slide. We've gone a little bit over, but I kind of wanted you to address, like you've done with me personally many times, there's a lot of companies out there in this space of either the weight loss, the nutrition. What sets Isagenix so far above all the rest? Can you just kind of sum it up? We don't have time to go through each one individually like I'd maybe hoped for, but as we wrap up our call, I'm going to share for 2 minutes at the end here on how you can get your products paid for. But Stan, could you just address what makes Isagenix better than all the rest?
Well, Chuck, it's very simple. And a lot of people, and the reason it's simple for us is because we understand what your body needs. You need the 90 nutrients. All of these companies that are on this list are good companies. The only problem is they only take one section of one area that the body needs. And if they help you lose weight, they have no means or vehicle to help you bridge the gap from losing weight to now learning how to maintain and increase your health capacity. So why does Isagenix reign so highly above? Because Isagenix isn't just built for weight loss. Isagenix is built to become a life transformation system. It will actually help you go through the whole process of life changing. As your body changes, the system will change with you, and the needs that you need to fill are built into the Isagenix system. John Anderson, so brilliant, knew that before he put this whole thing out together. He knew this process. He couldn't just have a weight loss program and hope that it would work. Because here's the thing I mentioned to you many, many times. You lose weight with any one of these programs, Advocare, Beachbody, even Juice Plus or some Visalis, some of these others. You lose weight, but what do you do after you lose the weight that you were looking to lose? If you don't stay on that weight loss program, what do you have? Where do you go from there? And that's the difficulty with all of these companies. They don't have a system that's easy to follow and to take you to the next level. Isagenix wins hands down.
Stan, thank you very much. Appreciate your expertise and input on tonight's call. I'm going to wrap it up real quickly here, ladies and gentlemen. We went way over time, but when Stan gets on a roll, I hate to cut him off. The time just flies with the knowledge he's able to share. It's his passion, as you can tell. And many of us are developing the same passion for helping people get healthier. And that's our real goal for 2018. So let's talk about wealth creation for the last 2 minutes. And then I want to challenge you to come back. If you're interested in this portion of this, come back Wednesday night, get with the person who invites you, and learn more about the wealth creation and this incredible business opportunity. Tonight's focus has been on the product, and rightly so. But for every call, we want to make sure even people who are just interested in the product know that there's a way that they get their products paid for. We don't ever want finances to keep you from having good health. And so with that, we want to teach you the simple business concept of you share, they share, repeat. And if you do that on a regular basis, you can literally get your products paid for. I'm not even going to take the time to go through this slide right here, but there's product introduction vouchers as customers. There's product introduction bonuses for those of you that become associates. There's no extra charge to be an associate. You get to choose if you want to stay a customer or become an associate. It's a simple process in your back office. The person who invites you on a night's call can help you with that. There are all kinds of rank advancement bonuses, lots of things in place here to help you earn money. Again, I'm not going to go into those tonight. We will go into those in detail Wednesday night, where we'll actually show you how you can earn $5,000 in 5 weeks, as first taught by Kathy Coover, and I want to say perfected by my friend Kwang Soo Shin. He does a great job of explaining that. So right now I want to end our call with, are you ready to get started on your journey to living a healthy life? We have several different solutions. We have the weight loss, the energy, the performance, the healthy aging, and the wealth creation. My wife Diane and I, we have chosen to participate in all 5 of these categories, and we absolutely love them all. Now, when you're getting started, you've got several choices to make, and we're going to help you make that right choice. Get back with the person who invited you to watch this presentation, and they will literally walk you through and help you determine what's best for you. Not what's best for Isagenix, not what's best for them, what's best for you. On Wednesday night, if you're excited about the business, the best pack to come in with is going to be the Business Builder Pack. It's going to get everything you need to start your business, including a $100 voucher to one of our coming events. It has everything you need to start your business at about $1,200 by the time you pay for shipping and tax. It includes your annual membership. Now, the other packs for customers are the Value Pack. If you're serious about your health and you want the Isagenix products that Stan mentioned, and you want the weight loss system, you want some snacks to really help the whole system come together, a $75 voucher for an event, the Value Pack is ideal for customers. It's the best value. That's why they call it the Value Pack for customers. Now, if you're on a really tight budget and you got to come in with a lesser pack, we have a Getting Started pack. It just would include like the 30-day weight loss system or the performance system, the energy system, or healthy aging. Just the core products alone, not all the accessories that you need for the complete experience. Again, these start as low as $272. They do not include the membership fee to get wholesale pricing, so that's going to be an extra $39. Of course, the person who invites you to call, they're going to show you how to get a $10 discount on that $39 membership fee, even if you do need to come in at this lower pack. So again, get back with the person who invites you, find out what pack's right for you, take advantage of the coaching that's available here at Isagenix. We have people that know their stuff when it comes to nutrition and health. We can help you get your solution for whatever it is you need. So with that, I want to thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed all the information that was shared tonight, and I want to encourage you, get back with the person who invites you to this call, set up your account, order the products. They all have a satisfaction guarantee, so there's absolutely no risk here with Isagenix. God bless you, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you.